Hey everybody, this is Matthew Fridge from 10WP, and today we are going to create a custom login page. Now there are plenty of plugins that will allow you to customize the standard WordPress login page, but I'm not a big fan of adding tons of plugins, so when I can code something, I want to do it. And so we're going to code the theme functions file, add some code in there, and create a new style sheet to take the standard WordPress login page and make it look much more professional, much better, and it won't be a dead giveaway that you're using WordPress. So let's do it. So here we have the standard WordPress login page. The first thing we want to do is we want to insert a function that's going to tell your WordPress login page to look for a different style sheet. Instead of the standard style sheet, look for our style sheet and style the login page based on that. And to do that, we need to add a function into our theme file. So we're going to go to Appearance, go down to Theme Editor, and we're going to go over to the theme functions. Now, if you're going to do a lot of editing to your theme, it's a good idea to upload and install a child theme. That way when you update your theme, you'll keep your changes. And normally I would do this, but and the process would be very similar, except we would choose the child theme up here. But I haven't, and so we're just going to work on this right now. But go to the theme functions, and here you have your functions.php file. And we want to add a function in here that's going to tell your login page to look for your custom style sheet and style the login page based on that. So we need to create that style sheet, and there are some elements that we can style and adjust the login page. But let's start out with putting the functions in here and get that all ready to go, and then we can work on our CSS and we'll be able to look at it as we update it. So we're going to go, and right here I have a few things ready to go. First of all, we're going to add a function that's going to add our style sheet. And it's important that right here in this area, that whatever your style sheet name is, this needs to go right here. And I'll show you in a minute where to actually put this style sheet, but we're gonna name it there. And then this is gonna load that style sheet into the login page. And there are a couple little things I want to show you. We're gonna, if you just do that, then you can adjust the logo and things like that, but it's still going to be a link to the WordPress site, because the standard, here I'll show you, the standard logo here, if you look down at the bottom left corner down here, it's linking to WordPress.org. So we don't just want to change this image to our logo, but we also want to change the link and the alt. So that's what this function is going to do, is it's going to change the link to our site, and we're going to change the title of the logo. And so we want to take all these, copy that, and some people like to put it at the very bottom of your theme file, some at the very top. Let's just do that. We'll just add on to the bottom. That way everything new goes down here. So we're going to paste that in here. So now those functions are pasted right in here at the bottom. Update this. All right, so now these are in there. The next thing we need to do is create this style sheet, and then I'll show you where to put it so that your login page will be styled the way you want it to be. I've created a new style sheet. I've titled it the title that we put in our theme function. And now we're going to target the elements of the WordPress login page and restyle them. And the thing is, some of these will have to be highly targeted to override the standard style sheet. And WordPress has some specific styles that you can target on there, and then I've added a couple here. So I want to use my own font, and so the first thing I need to do is I need to import that font from where it is living, and it's a Google font. And so to do that, I just simply add this import command here and put in the URL of the Google font. Search for the Google font, click the @import function here, and right there is the piece that you're going to want to import. And then when you're specifying the font family, this is what you're going to want to put in there in your style sheet. So that's what we're going to do. That's what I put in here. And the first thing that we're going to target is the page background. This whole background, the color, the body, text, things like that, that's what I want to target, and that's what this body.login is going to do. So I'm going to change the color. I want a dark blue color, and the font family is what I have from the Google there, and I just specified a font size that I think would be good for this. So the next thing is the WordPress logo. So I want to change that to my logo. And ideally, I think WordPress says it should be 80 by 80 pixels, something like that. So I'm just going to put a background image in there. I've uploaded this 64 by 64 pixels. It's a little icon that I have there. I uploaded that and copied the URL from the media file right in WordPress. That is going to give us the logo. So the next thing is the form itself. That's going to be this box right here. So you can make this a different color. You can style it however you like. But that's the other thing that we can adjust. The username and password field labels. So I want my labels to have a different font, and I want them to have a different color. And then I also want the input fields. So what's actually being typed in here, I want to be able to adjust that, the font size and color. And then here's a fun little thing that this form does. It has an outline and it has a glow. So whichever field you're on. And I wanted to be able to change that. So this targets that, and it's going to allow me to adjust the shadow and the color and the border. Now these are grayed out. They're inactive because this will allow you to target the username and password fields individually in case you want to do that. But I didn't have a reason to do that. But I kept it in there just so I didn't forget. Then we have the remember me field right there. I wanted to style that. And the submit button, the login button right here, I want to target that and I want to make some adjustments to it. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to change the color of it. And then I wanted to make sure my text was white. I wanted to adjust the border and the radius. I didn't want to have anything. I didn't want to have a box shadow. So I wanted to target these things specifically because they're already there in the standard style sheet. So to override those, I wanted to target those specifically. Just wanted a nice corner. But what I did want to do is I did want a hover effect. So when I went over the button, I had a little 0.4 second transition, and right here is the hover effect. I just want the background to change to this orange color. Lost password link is right here. I want to change that color, and I also wanted to have that have a hover effect. And then there are two things on here that I wanted to get rid of. I wanted to get rid of this link because I'm going to make this logo a link back to my site. And I also think this is a dead giveaway that it's WordPress, this little backlink. So I'm going to target that link, and I'm just going to put a display none in there. And then on my setup, I have a privacy policy link that shows up on the login page. Now, I have a privacy policy link on the footer of my whole site, so I didn't really want it to be on there. So I targeted that and hit display none. So I'm going to save this, and I need to add it to the proper place to have it show up. So if I go into my WordPress file system, whether through FTP, however, the best way to do it, or through a file manager on your hosting system, we're going to go to content because we want to add this into the theme file structure here. I'm using Ocean WP theme, and I'm going to add it right in here. Now you could add a login folder and things like that, and you'll have to adjust that on the theme function. But because I just put the file name in there, I saved it here, right in that file structure. Now that I have the theme in there, the theme functions in there, I have the style sheet saved in the right place. I should be able to reload this, and my new style sheet will show up. And there it is. As you can see, the icon is there now. The background is changed. I changed the color of this form to a slight gray. The input field labels are this blue color, and also the input field is blue. It all has my font that I wanted. Again, you'll see that when I hover over this down in the left corner, it's taking me to the site that I want it to go to. And when I hover over the login button, I have that nice little transition. Same with the lost your password. And you'll notice there are no other links. There's no back to my site link here. That's gone. I'm going to put the style sheet link below in the comments in the description of the video, so you can have that. You can have the theme functions that you can add in there, and if you have any questions, just send a comment and I'll be glad to help you out. And that is how you style the WordPress login page.